Hey everyone, I'm Eric Kimball back here with another video, and I am going to give you the final verdict on the Bandolier tool belt that I introduced on YouTube 1 year and 1 month ago. I stood in this room. It was unfinished at the time. I was trimming out the windows. This tool belt was something that I had thought about for years, a lot of years, and then finally I made it. I said in that video that I liked my creation, but it needed to be evaluated. I needed to use it. I needed to try it out. Now I'm going to briefly touch on a couple of things that I said in the beginning of that video. One being that late 1980s, early 1990s, I bought this Occidental tool belt and I used it heavily. It was a great tool belt. Fantastic. Worth every cent. They're very expensive now. They were expensive then. But in my older years, I'm pushing 67 here, it was just more than I needed. I wanted something that wasn't so heavy on my hips. And yes, I know I could have suspenders on it. I did at one time, but still, I wanted something else, something a little lighter. So I went back to Occidental Leather and I purchased one of their tool vests. Instead of hanging off your hips, the vest, it's not the same. It's a different weight balance dynamic. It looked like the right tool. I don't have it anymore. I sold it on eBay because, as I explained in that video, it just wasn't right. That brought me to my own solution, which was the Bandolier tool belt. I don't have it all outfitted here. In that video, I talk about all the features, but this is it, and I have evaluated it. I haven't used it. I have then not used it because it's still not right. For me, now, here, at my age, with the projects I'm doing, I'm like doing a little drywall here, doing a little electrical work there. It's just not right. Now, what is right about this tool belt? What I really liked about this tool belt, and my microphone's right here, so I have to be careful. What I really liked was the hammer holder right there. And in fact, that was a previous video. I made a handle up hammer holder and I like it very much. I incorporated it into this bandolier, so I haven't used it, but it's a fantastic idea. I don't know why no one has a handle up hammer holder that you can, I mean, it just makes more sense to draw your hammer with a handle up. The final analysis, we're going to have to send this to the island of misfit tools, wherever that is, or I'll just leave it hanging on a peg in my tool room and my children will inherit it. And that's the way it goes. If you're a creative person, you get these ideas and you have to make them. You have to go through with them. Usually the ideas I come up with are not that great. But if you keep coming up with ideas, every so often you get a winner. That has been my experience. But I want to tell you of an idea that I had that it's not commercially available, but it's a good idea. And it is this PVC square. You know you got a good idea if you go for it and you use it. You know what I mean? I learned this years ago when I was doing tool reviews for Fine Home Building magazine. I would get a bunch of jigsaws or a bunch of routers or a bunch of drills. That was the big one. Those got like 20 something drills. I had to evaluate them, and I did. I evaluated them, but there were one or two that for whatever reason, and I tried to figure out what those reasons were. Of course, my hand went to them. I needed a drill. I was going to use a drill seriously, and I went for the certain ones because that's kind of subliminal, I think, that there's something about that. Well, that wasn't the case with the Bandolier tool belt, but it is the case with this PVC square. It's a keeper, and it fits in your back pocket too. But I want to tell you that what I'm doing, what I've been doing, what I've been reaching for and using is this holstery pouch, kangaroo pouch, or whatever they call it. This is a great tool. I mentioned this as part of a possible outfit for this bandolier, that you could clip one of these, auxiliary, kind of a modular thing. What I ended up doing was not using the bandolier and using this frequently. In fact, I've been using it the past couple days in here. And what I do is I just clip it right there. And it's got a place for a pencil. If you want, I could put screws in here. I can clip my drill over here. it's like traveling light, you know? You don't have to load yourself down with a ton of stuff if you don't need to. This is just so handy. If I've said what I needed to say about the Bandolier tool belt, been there, done that. We'll move on to other things. And in fact, let's move into this room. I'll show you what I did today. All right, this is the room I'm working on, the bedroom. And what I did today was I made extension jambs with attached sill for these two windows and another one the same size over here. That's where the master bath is. That master bath is just full of stuff, but I got the window extension jambs on in there. If you're gonna make one, you might as well make them all. And this is the jam, extension jambs with the sill or the stool, as some people call it. I put a couple screws there. This is something I love to do. I love to trim out windows, put the extension jambs on. We've got screws there. And we have the detail there on the sill, which is the coven bead. And I showed that in a previous video. So we'll get this in place just right, level, plumb, square. Tomorrow I'll get it fastened in and I'll foam around the windows and then I'll trim them out. The trim will match this style here, farmhouse style. I've got to do this door over here the same. This is a closet door, inside and outside. I got to get some shelves. And there's my last window. I got to go to the lumber yard, get the wood I need, and we'll trim that one out. So I'm making progress here. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Hope you found this kind of interesting. I'm back at it. Little by slow. I don't work like I used to. I just plod, but I get things done. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.